Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Todd Talk. Because when Todd talks, people listen, hopefully. Now, this episode is a combined fare, as I'm going to talk about the Quicksilver Flash death battle, as well as preview the Joker Sweet Tooth death battle. Why these aren't separated is pretty simple because they won't take that long to talk about, and that's okay. So, first up, Flash versus Quicksilver. It was a very fun death battle. I am actually happy they used 2D because I think 3D would have been really hard to nail the speed of it all, and here we got to see that. Not surprised by the result at all. Of course, I was Team Flash all the way. I'll admit they almost gave me a fake out because they placed it in New York City where Flash isn't based, and they had Captain America at the beginning, which literally made me freak out. I'm like, you cannot have Flash lose. I mean, come on. And so, the battle went on, and it was actually really cool. I mean, they got to show like the different personalities of the speedsters. It was really, really fun. And then that ending with them being in the Speed Force and Flash going, "I am King." That was so awesome. The death of Quicksilver was actually kind of weird, but I mean, context. I mean, it just seemed kind of simplistic, but whatever. Um, some of the things I referenced in the preview for the death battle was actually brought in, including the attosecond. I told you to look that up, didn't I? I told you. I told you. Um, so that was nice to know. I was surprised that I didn't find out about that radio wave bit about Quicksilver, so I apologize for that. I mean, radio waves apparently traveling really close to the speed of light. I didn't know that, and it wasn't in any of the resources I found. So, there you go. And again, Quicksilver was stronger than Flash. I honestly didn't know that either. But Flash was just so much faster. I love how they emphasize that, but Flash is just much, much faster. And so yeah, that was good. And I was really happy with how that went. Not just because I love DC a little more than Marvel, but I'm still mad about Arrow versus Hawkeye. I still refuse to believe in many ways that Arrow is not as good as Hawkeye, but I digress. And so when Flash came up, I was like, okay, this is it. We can finally get another win for the DC con because a lot of their matchups, DC versus Marvel, has gone Marvel's way, and some of them have been justified, unfortunately. Others haven't, in my opinion. But with this one, I was really, really happy with it. So, and now we go on to Joker versus Sweet Tooth. I must say, first off, I'm very happy that they're doing Joker versus Sweet Tooth because when I was first thinking about this fight, when they first did the Joker reveal, I was like, who are they going to put him against? And the only person I could think of that I thought would match up, I guess, type wise, scenario wise, there's like theme wise, that kind of thing, was Green Goblin from Spider Man. Because, it's basic man becomes insane, becomes the greatest threat to, superhero. And that just bothered me because I didn't think they would do two Marvel vs. DC matchups back to back. And then they said it was Sweet Tooth. And so I was a little confused at first, but then I was like, okay, insane clowns, insert insane clown posse joke here. Um, and then I really had to think about it because Twisted Metal is, of course, a racing game franchise. And so how are they going to interpret Sweet Tooth when he is in his truck, or sorry, the ice cream truck most of the time? And yes, I know in Twisted Metal for the PS3 or PS4, they had him on a motorcycle or something, but I'm not sure. And that's the real question here because my gut tells me that Sweet Tooth is going to win. If for no other reason than the previews, the last two were for Ratchet and Clank and Flash, who won the last two death battles. And so I really don't think they'll do three winners in a row. Could they? Sure. Will they? I don't think they will. It's almost too predictable. Because then if they do it, that means I guaranteed the next one loses. Now, I did some research on Sweet Tooth. I literally looked up like every story from Twisted Metal, and the best I can tell, he is human. There was a friend of mine thought he was a demon. No, he was cursed by a preacher to burn in the flames of Hades, the underworld, forever, and that's how he actually got the flaming skull you see in some of the games. But he's just a man who's very, 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 very sick in the head. Twisted psyche for the twisted metal clown. And as far as I can tell, he's just really good at killing people. And so that could that be an edge for him? I'm not sure. It really just depends on the references. I think the references are going to be so key here because if Sweet Tooth wins and they just say, "Oh, he's good because he's a champion of twisted metal," that's not going to please anyone because he's in a truck and he's in the ice cream truck in twisted metal, and that thing is retrofitted. And based on responses I've heard from other people, this is going to be a foot battle. Like they apparently will have Joker destroying in some fashion the ice cream truck. And if the ice cream truck gets involved in any single way, and Joker not having a counter to that, that's complete bullcrap. And I would have rather have seen the Green Goblin destroy Joker rather than Sweet Tooth and the ice cream truck just blow him up because he doesn't. Okay, he technically does have a Joker mobile. He does, but seriously. Now, if they brought the Joker mobile into this, then I would allow the ice cream truck, but I don't think they will. So then you have Joker, who, the clown prince of crime, the architect of some of Batman's most haunting memories. He killed Jason Todd. Jason Todd. He shot Batgirl. He's injured and hurt most of the Bat family. He has mind controlled all of the Justice League, save for Batman, and then sunk the Justice League on Batman. Did you enjoy that? I hope you did. I actually kind of can do a decent Mark Hamill joke. Anyway, why so serious? Anyway, but those feats were accurate. Joker is insane to a degree that even Batman can't fathom. I mean, if anyone read, the end of Justice League War, DC Rebirth, there's apparently 3 of them. There's 3 Jokers apparently. Now you can interpret this several different ways. For now, I'll just take it as there's 3 different personality configurations to Joker, which actually plays into the Joker story if you really think about it. But how will that interpret into the death battle? His brutality is unquestioned. Again, he beat Jason Todd to a pulp with a crowbar, which is now legendary. And so much that they put it in the Injustice game as part of his repertoire. And he is never not willing to kill someone. He's killed someone for the simplest of things. A waitress in Arkham City, they referenced that in one of the backstories. A waitress accidentally spilled a glass of water on him. And he laughed and goes, "Oh, it's okay, doll, don't worry about it." And as she was starting to clean it up, he sprayed her with his acid flour and melted her face off. And then he laughed. As only the clown prince of crime can. Sorry. So again, his brutality is not to be questioned here. He has used guns, he's used machine guns, he's used rocket launchers. If you remember the DC Universe Online trailer, he fired a rocket to split up Justice League. He has done heinous, heinous acts. And then, of course, he's got his Joker toxin. And if there ever was a wild card in all of this, it's the Joker toxin. Because even as I referenced in the preview video for Joker, if you inhale that toxin, you're as good as dead. Because it'll make you laugh until you die, which actually is fact. You can die laughing. And then, of course, he gives you the Joker smile at the end. So the question is, if Joker uses that on Sweet Tooth, will it take? Sweet Tooth can die. In fact, in the final Twisted Metal game for the PS3, I believe it was, if you complete the game with Sweet Tooth, the ending is that he literally gets buried alive unintentionally. Okay, I gotta say it right. He was buried alive because for anyone who doesn't watch Twisted Metal, the whole point is that if you win this tournament, you get one wish from this god called Calypso. And for Sweet Tooth, in the last game, his wish was to find his daughter, who was the only person to escape his murder spree. And he'd been searching for her for years and just couldn't find her. So he entered Twisted Metal. He won the competition. And he said, okay, I want to find my daughter so I can kill her. Again, he's pretty nuts. And so Calypso goes, okay, snaps his fingers, and he finds himself in a coffin with a skeleton. Because apparently his daughter had died 10 years previous while he was searching for her. She committed suicide, and so he literally is buried in the coffin 6 feet under, or deeper, I'm not sure. And it is clearly stated that he dies. Thus, again, debunking that he's a demon rumor. So he can die. Whether it was by oxygen deprivation or just old age is not exactly clear. But he does die. So the Joker gas, in theory, should work on him, as should bullets, and just blowing him the heck up. But will it? I don't know. Again, this is a situation where I'm sure about one side, but I'm not sure about the other. Nothing makes me happier, as sad as it sounds, for Joker to win, because I think he definitely can win, but there's so many unknowns with Sweet Tooth and how they're going to interpret him in the death bout that I'm just not sure. Because again, based on everything I believe, I think Sweet Tooth will win, because I don't think they'll do 3 winners in a row preview style. I don't think that Joker, for whatever reason, will be able to kill him for whatever reason. And again, there's that ice cream truck. Will they use the ice cream truck as part of the death battle? Because if they do, Joker is screwed. So I'm not sure. So we're going to have to wait a week to find out now, won't we? So with that, I will wrap up this 14th episode of Todd Talk. I do hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I hope you let me know what you think will happen between Joker and Sweet Tooth. If you know something about Sweet Tooth that you think will tip the battle and you have not seen the battle, let me know. Seriously, let me know, because this will help me reconcile, possibly, should the Joker lose. I mean, my pick right now is Sweet Tooth, just because I have no reason to think otherwise. But I'd hope in my fanboy heart that Joker will win. So, let me know what you think. Let me know who you think will win the death battle, if for no other reason, just to say who you got officially. And stay tuned. So I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening, and I will see you around.